Hey y'all, I am back. Things are so much different from the laptop to my phone. So, we are going to talk about doing more than just surviving, but thriving. And I hope my friend Karen can join me. And I want to talk about this because I think this is just super great topic to discuss at the end of the year, going into the beginning of the new year. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it in just a moment. Tell a friend to join you. I found that we shouldn't keep things to ourselves. Like if you ate at a great restaurant, you would tell a friend, girl, I ate at such and such and such and it was so good. I have gotten into watching movies online, like Tubi. It's my after I do all my work, I like to watch Tubi. Yes, I do. So, and I tell people about what I saw on Tubi. So, if you come across great content and material, you should share that as well. And so, in the other live before we discontinued, I was talking to you about um, doing more than just surviving. And you need to thrive. Karen is here. So, Karen, I'm getting ready to bring you on right now. I'm so excited. So, I'm tapping right now. Give me a moment. I used to be so great at this. Jeez. I'm seeing Karen's page earlier and it resonated with my spirit. And I said, oh, we need to talk about this. So, hey,
Hey,
Karen, how are you?
happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I hope your
Yes.
Sunday has been awesomely amazing.
It has. It has. We started off with worship. We had the praise and worship music going on in the house, and we went to church and, had a beautiful dinner, baked cookies. Well, Addie did it, right? Because she thinks she grown. So Addie baked cookies, and Terry, he pulled out the tree. So we decorated the tree. Well, really, Addie decorated the tree, but I cooked, okay? So
And
after I cooked and cleaned that kitchen, I crossed my ankles, honey.
that's a big deal. Yeah.
Yes.
Karen, I saw on your page earlier, you made a post and it said, I am, I'm paraphrasing now because I'm not looking at it. I apologize.
Okay.
But it said that we got to do more than thrive. And it resonated with me. I was at my sister's graduation from law school. Had to be, oh, she's going to kill me.
Oh, 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 don't get in trouble.
2010, 2011.
Okay.
Might have been 29, oh 09. Somewhere in there, 9, 10, or 11. And
Uh-huh.
I got it. I hit it. But the speaker said a lot of great things. But what stuck with me was you have to do more than survive, thrive.
Yeah.
And I've never forgotten that. But one thing I find that a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people have gotten so comfortable with saying, when you say, hey, how's it going? I'm making it. I'm getting by.
Mm,
And I don't know if
yeah.
it's say, like, but when you think about it, it's like, wait a minute. That's not the right testimony.
No, no. It's time out for that. It's time out for that. We've heard Big Mom and them, Auntie and them say that, but it's almost like a generational curse that needs to be broken, you know, within our communities. And it may seem like here she go being deep, but dang, when will we feel so deeply about our lives? When will we feel so serious about our future, about our legacy, about our kids, and thriving, just surviving? It just means that we're just getting by. It means that we're living below the standard that God has for us. Why would
Right.
he create? Why would he go through everything that he went through to create the world and customize you, you know, in your mother's womb before you were even birth, just for you to just be getting by, just making it. And thriving is something that we have to take on as a new norm. Like, why is it so abnormal for us to say, I'm doing great? I'm
Can we
doing great.
can we stop right here?
Yeah.
Because there's so many nuggets right there in
Yeah.
what you just said. So let's unpack a little bit. And you said one thing you said about when God created the world. And so if we just go back there,
Mm-hmm.
what did he do when he created the world?
Mm,
So we got to look at that.
mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he's all powerful, all
Yeah.
knowing, but he spoke a word. And so if we keep
And the word
speaking,
became life. You better come on. You better talk that talk.
so if we keep speaking
Yeah.
these things over ourselves, over our kids,
Yeah.
never forget when I went to college for my undergraduate, it was criminal justice. And they talked about the self-fulfilling prophecy. I'd never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was. And so they gave this example often. If a mother tells her son, you're bad, you're never going to amount to anything, you're bad. This kid hears this his whole life.
Yeah.
So now what become? Bad.
Bad.
So
Mm-hmm.
if we keep saying, I'm just making it, and then you can't understand why you're not doing anything more than making it, well, that's your prophecy you kept putting on you.
Mm-hmm. You spoke it into existence.
And yeah,
You literally just think about it. And this is even how I when I'm training sometimes a new life insurance agent, because even with what we do, it's really self-development. Like, I know it's life insurance, but it's really self-development wrapped in, life insurance wrapped in self-development. And so I tell people, I encourage people, imagine you not having clarity and declaring those blessings over yourself. Those things that you want God to do is like hanging in the balance. It's just dangling in the atmosphere, waiting for you to command it to come to you, waiting for you to believe, waiting for you to speak it. So it's like, oh, she called me. Oh, oh, she need healing. She called me. You know what I mean? Imagine those little things dangling. So when we speak negativity, because negative, where there's a negative, there's a positive. Where there's a positive, there's a negative. And so if just like those positive things are dangling, those negative. So when we say, I'm just making it up, yep. So you're pulling those things down,
yes,
and you're repelling the negative, the positive back. So when we're being negative, we're bringing that down into our life, into our dwelling places, and to our own personal atmospheres, and we are repelling those good things. That's
yeah,
that's the visual I try to keep for myself, because no one is above feeling like ugh, you know what I mean? We all can feel like ugh some days, right? But like, are we bouncing back? Are we, what are we doing here? So, but yeah, it's literally those things, those positive and negatives are hanging in the balance. And what we attract is wholeheartedly connected to what we're saying and what we're speaking. And I was in church, and the Pastor Dave of I-Town here in Fishers, I mean, he was speaking a mighty word, and it was like he was speaking a word, but he was kind of going over like the finances of the church and stuff like that, like where monies have gone to. They're doing tremendous work. But anyway, at the I-Town, I had to plug the I-Town church.
yes,
But but he was just also talking about it. And when we hear things, I don't know if you do this, Nicole, like do you ever hear something from church or from a book and you're like, oh, I gotta post this, right?
Right.
Baby, I'm in church. So I was in church posting that, like, oh, this gonna be good. Because somebody somewhere is just stuck feeling like all they are ever going to do is survive. So we, the children of God, we're the hands of God. Like we're an extension of him. So like when we hear stuff, I believe we should put it on Facebook, put it in the atmosphere. We put everything else in the atmosphere, like the recipes and stuff like
We
that.
do.
But yeah, thriving is just something that I would love for people to understand, that it's your birthright. It's your
It, it,
birthright. No matter how long it takes you to thrive, just keep trucking along knowing that you will.
it is. Years ago, I wrote under the pen name Jazara, which means blessed prince. And somebody said, well, they asked me what it meant. And the person listening, I could see that they were taken aback. Mm-hmm. And I said, listen, I had to come to a point where I realized who I was. Mm-hmm. So if my father is a king, that makes me a princess. If I'm a princess, 100%. That means I don't live any type of way. Now, I'm not perfect, so, but if your father is royalty, there's some things you wouldn't accept. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't, there's no way you'd be in lack. But when you say things like, oh, I'm just getting by, and I used to say this in my 20s, mm-hmm. because I didn't understand it, and I had heard other people do it, and I just thought, hey, this is what you say.
What you say. What you say.
I'd be like, oh, I'm so broke. I'm so broke. Now I just got paid.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wait. Side note, what about when people say they post a picture of their child and say, here's my, I'm posting a picture of my broke best friend. I bet I don't ever say that over my child. I'm posting a picture of my rich best friend, my blessed best friend. You'll never hear me say it. Now, I'm not knocking those who said it because they said it with a light heart. But me, I just personally take those things seriously. And I ain't saying I'm posting a picture of my broke best friend. No, nothing against my friends who have posted that. I love you guys.
One thing that happened that I began to see, I got paid on Friday, and it looked like by Tuesday, I'm like, when payday again? And I'm like, you keep saying you're broke and then can't understand why the money started looking funny. So I said, no, I'm going to stop saying that. I had to come tap me on the shoulder and say, I was like, because this don't make no sense.
Make no sense.
And when you get tired of a situation, because sometimes it gets tight. Mm-hmm. I mean, it gets tight. I think I done pulled a whole bunch of robberies on bills. Rob this one, like, oh, you gonna get paid, but this one, you got
pay you, like you first. I'm pay you first.
We gotta have electricity and heat. So, you would definitely, and so it was a time where it was like, well, this one gonna have to go on the back burner or whatever.
Yeah.
And you look at certain things and you like, wait a minute, I'm tired of this. Yeah. And you can't just be tired, but then you have to come up with a solution and say, hey, what are we gonna do about this? Mm-hmm. Like this is a real problem. Every month we look at the situation.
Yeah.
So we got to do something else, because that is survival mode. But I wouldn't. The phone used to ring, the house phone ring, and the kids was little. I'd be like, just let it ring. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, why you won't pick up the phone? Just let it ring. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you get to a point where you like, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I think a lot of times we run in circles. that are also still yet holding on. You know how the old folks say, "How you doing, mother? How you doing, mother?" But I'm yet holding on. I ain't
Yeah.
changing that. And
Uh-uh.
we're in circles where everyone is just, a lot of people are just, they stop dreaming. You know, again, I equate to a lot to what I do and what we do now, right?
Yeah.
As for a living, and a lot of times a lot of times before my newest agent can even sell their first policy, um, we're doing a lot of unpacking and doing away of some of the ideals. I'm trying to break up a lot of the groundwork that they mama did, they daddy did, they siblings did, auntie and uncle did, they friends did, you know, and I'm usually uprooting some of those things before, you know, they can really see themselves even as an entrepreneur because no one else is pouring life. So sometimes by the time people get to me, they're trying to figure out if I'm a blessing or the enemy. Because I'm like, wait, what'd you say? Oh man, I gotta encourage you not to say that. And then it's like, oh, here she come being positive. Listen, hey, if no one else around you is gonna do that for you, if no one else is gonna ask you, sis, you not you're not tired of living like this? Like, you don't think that there's more for you out there? You don't, like, no one is like, bro, like, you good with this? Like, the rest of your life? Like, you
Yes.
okay with this? Like, no one else is really saying that. Why? Because they're still, living a certain type of way. And I'm not knocking anyone being where they're at because I'm not even where I want to be yet. But what I'm saying is I got goals. And we're running in circles where we're not even talking about our goals, where it's so to even say amongst your friends, I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family. They're gonna think you smoking that something that ooh wee or that good old crack cocaine. They gonna think that, oh, she's sipping the juice or something. What you done joined? And it's like, man, it's like we can't even speak life over ourselves in front of certain people because they're not even going to encourage us to thrive because they're not. They gave up on their dreams. No one's encouraging them. So, I mean, how could they encourage me? How can they encourage you? They live
Mm-hmm.
in check to check. They about to run up a bag on Christmas and then be piss po broke come to 26. And then guess what? We're going to do it all over again in 2023. Really? No.
Can I say something, Karen?
I got
This
so much to say, sis. It's like I know I only got a few more minutes, but ooh, we.
amazing book. And somebody will know the author's name, and I know his name, but it escapes me right
Mhm.
now. But the name of the book is called Act Your Wage.
Mhm.
And there's a game that goes with it. And me and my kids, when they were younger, we would play the game. And so there were 3 envelopes that you get when you get paid. There's one for, and I didn't do this exactly like this, but there's an envelope for your expenses or whatever. I'm not going to put all that in one envelope, but you can mentally put it there.
Yep.
That there's the envelope. He didn't call it tithing, but there's a envelope for tithing.
Mhm.
And then there's an envelope, and this is what messed the kids up. There's an envelope for giving. And so and that's separate from tithing.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
with every, oh gosh, there was something, maybe it was 10% for giving, and maybe it wasn't,
Mhm.
because I didn't give a percentage, but whatever it was, if they got $1 in that giving envelope, hey, you should at least put a quarter in there, or at least that when there was a need to give, There wasn't it's coming out of this. So you knew. The other
Mm.
thing this author said that I thought was very great, and it changed the way that I started spending for Christmas. Because I was one of those people who would spend a lot
Me
for
too.
Christmas, and then
You too.
January would come, and somewhere around mid-January, I'd be like, oh, I can't wait till February because things seem to get back on track in February. But
That's
January,
heavy.
right. This author said, and this was brilliant. It rang my doorbell and it stepped on my toes. It said, look, why you out here spending like that on Christmas? And sometimes people like, Christmas just crept up on me. He said, no, it didn't. He said, you know when Christmas is. It's December 25th every year.
Every year.
It don't change. So no need to act like that. That rang my doorbell. So what I did after reading that, I went and got a Christmas club at the bank because I wasn't disciplined enough to stop myself. But the Christmas club was, and so, oh no, ma'am, you can't come in here every time you feel
Right.
like you got.
They do not let you withdraw. They don't.
This is not that. So the Christmas club got me disciplined. There's X amount of dollars that go to the Christmas club. Every year they release it on a certain day,
Yeah.
and you can go get it and use it for whatever. It doesn't have to be Christmas, but that's what I had it for. You just know, hey, this is what the budget is, and if we can't make this work, then I was like,
right. If it ain't in that account,
yeah,
we ain't got it. Yeah, that I've done that before. I used to work for a bank called Sincere Bank up north, and yeah, I used to have fun opening those accounts. And it's so funny. Some of my clients will come in like, so I'm like, now I can't let you get anything from this account.
right.
But people would be so happy when those accounts would allow them, at that time to go ahead and make their purchases because, like you said, I wasn't strong enough to do it this way. So I had to do it another way. And I'm going to say this, ain't no shame in that. You know
Right.
what I mean? There is no shame in it because it even teaches our kids, listen, if you can't discipline yourself one way and there's another option, it's no shame in it. If it's disciplining you and helping you, then hurrah, hooray, but yeah, so that's definitely a way to stop just surviving and go to thriving. Just even, it's a mental thing, right? Like a lot of stuff, like if I had to put a percentage on, like, what's the percentage of this life is like a mental game, sheesh, I'll be like 80 to 90% of life is mental, because we be thinking, I have to do this. And that feeling of wanting to do at that time of year, or even, just with whatever, it's there, for anyone. Like, no one is above just that desire, but it's like, all right, let me talk to myself. All right, cool. If I do this, if I spend this money and I know my bill is due on the 27th or the 28th, was it worth it? Or is it like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do this year for you guys, but I'm gonna plan better for next year, or is it shameless plug, do something to earn an extra income? People can connect with you now, with financial services, if they want to earn an extra income, so that way they aren't robbing Peter to pay Paul. They can definitely hit up Nicole, because she's connected to a great organization. You know what I'm talking about? It's a great organization. But that's one way, to say, hey, this year I may not be able to do what I wanted to do, but let me put myself in position by partnering with the company or learning a new skill, getting a license in a certain area where I'm earning an extra income, where, shoot, this extra income, like you say, can go towards end of the year, can go towards at Thanksgiving time. Because some people ball out at Thanksgiving time, inviting friends and family over, but it's just the planning, but I think mentally It is just telling ourselves that this is a lot of this stuff are man-made holidays that we or Hallmark holidays, which they're fun to celebrate. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
They are fun to celebrate, and there is this beautiful spirit of Christmas that I love and adore and I have loved since a child. I just know that I don't have to break the bank, and what I can do, I can do. What I can't, I can't. And what I choose not to
Yes.
do, I choose not to do it. I choose not to. And everything is like mentality. So even going back to surviving and not thriving, it is listening into lives, impromptu lives like this, where you get your confirmation of it's time. It's
Yeah.
time. If God is giving you another day to live, breathe on this green earth, you know, why think less of yourself? Why think less of God that you can't thrive? Even when he delivered the people in the Bible, there was still work to do. It wasn't just, oh, we're gonna get delivered by the Lord and there you go and just keep on, surviving. No, he delivered you to thrive. He brought you
I
from
love that.
one land to another land, from one land to your promised land. So that way, as he said, greater works, greater works. How can we do greater works by just surviving? How can we do greater works by living paycheck to paycheck? How can we do greater works by keeping good things to ourselves and not sharing good news and good things with other people? How can we do greater works if we're so content and so comfortable and complacent? Comfortable is the enemy of being good. And like good is the enemy of great.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, I'm good. Can I say something? I hate when people say it. I hate it. I do. Because somewhere along the way, somebody told somebody that good was good enough. Now, if good is good enough and you don't have a dream, then okay, cool. But if you know you secretly want more, you secretly want to thrive, stop saying you're good. Like, cut it out. You can say, I'm good, but I love to be better. I can rock with people like that. I can
Indeed.
rock with people like that because you're being honest. Sometimes there's so much shame attached to surviving.
And the other thing, you can't get help if you don't open your mouth or do something to help. Sometimes there are people who are placed in position to be able to assist you, but they're not mind readers. And so they can't help. And I used to go to the doctor, and the doctor would say, when he come in, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm okay. He said, you can't be. I said, what do you mean? He said, because you wouldn't be sitting here with me if you were. But we get so okay with saying that. And I'm like, oh, no. That's just the standard response.
Yeah.
But this is here to see you.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting ready to charge me your fee, toss me out the office, and I'm going to leave out the same way I came in without no solution or assistance. Oh, no.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
That's why I'm here.
Up and get it. Get that blessing. Get that blessing. 100%.
And so sometimes to seek out help and assistance from people, and it's okay to say, hey, I need assistance. Can you help me in this area? I'm good in this area. I excel in this area. But look, when it comes to this, I don't know Jack Dooley squad. We had a plumber out here a couple weeks ago, and he was trying to tell me, well, all you got to do is such and such. I said, sir, I don't know about that. Well, I said, I'm going to have to pay you, right? So go in there and work out magic.
Right. Do what you do, what you licensed and bonded to do, or whatever they say.
I
can't 100%.
I know nothing 100%. About it. And I understood what he was trying to do. My mind is not wired like that, sir. I know my limitations. So go do what you do, and hey, I got to pay you. Because you haven't expertise and a skill set that I do not possess.
That's right.
And I knew that when I called you. I was there jiggling with stuff before I called you.
That's right. That's right. But I think that this was a very good topic to just jump on real quick and talk about, um, because it's plaguing our community, and it's being trickled down to the next generation. Now, I will say this: I admire some of the people I see, up and coming generation. Some of them, okay, some of them lazy, right? Some of them are, but then I see children who are like our children. And okay, maybe I may be a little biased, but because
Of
I know
course,
where they come from. I know where they come from, you know. I remember my family, and I guess we'll, we could be done with this in a second, but I'm gonna share this. My family, the Julkes family, okay? So we've got a pretty big family, my Julkes family. And they wanted to do a Zoom with the children of the family and some of the, our elders, and do like a check-in. This is like in the midst of the thick of things with the pandemic. And
okay.
this is, certain at certain times our children let us know that they were listening, and our children let us know that they're going to be all right, and our children let us know that they're not going to just survive, that they're going to thrive, right? So they were asking how some of the children are getting by, and some of the kids are saying, hey, yes, some areas are lacking for me during the pandemic. And we're praying over our little cousins and nieces, nephews, and all that in the family. And my son spoke, and he was saying, well, I'm just doing what I got to do. I'm still getting my grades together, during the pandemic. But he said, and I was like, well, share with them what you're doing. And he said, well, one of my classes was like a gym class or weights. And so they were supposed to have weights, and I guess I didn't even realize it. But at the time, we were in an apartment, and in an apartment in Lake Castleton Apartments, they had big boulders, like huge boulders and rocks all around the lakes. We had a lake view apartment. And so we lived upstairs, and he said, and I would see him, and I would tell my son that I respect him. I told him, I always tell him, I respect what you do. I respect your mindset, how you be thinking. I take a little, ding, ding, okay.
Yeah.
But what he said was, I didn't make any excuses about me not having equipment. I went out there and exercised with boulders.
Mm.
And when he said that, I was like, my son is gone. He the truth. He the truth. Like somebody else would have been like, but he's been in an environment where we don't really make excuses like that. We're gonna
Right.
figure this thing out. And
Yes.
so we have to be mindful of what we are passing down to our children. Who is going to break the generational curse of just survival mode? People reach out, oh, I want to earn an extra income, but I'll talk to you next month. You don't want absolutely nothing. And if that was you, not you, but if someone is watching right now and you've said that to me, and I just say, yes, ma'am, absolutely. That's because I know that you don't want anything. Taking our time when time is not on our side is not wisdom. That's why we keep, or some, I'm not gonna keep just surviving, but that's why some will never thrive, because we think we got all this time.
We do.
And it's like, that is the biggest misconception that we have in this world, in this lifetime. We've been burying 30-year-old mothers, wives who have cancer. We've been burying siblings We've been burying teenagers who dropping dead on the football field and baseball field. We're burying single mothers that's been caught up and entangled in some situations, and now the children are orphans. But people keep thinking that we have so much time. Now I don't know how much time we have. Heck, I don't know how much time I got. I just know that I'm gonna rock this thing till the wheels fall off.
Yes.
And if the good Lord take me whenever, it ain't gonna be because I was stuck on surviving. It's because I died with thriving in my heart and helping somebody else tap into them wanting to thrive too. So we got to be mindful of the circle we keep, what we allow our children to see, what we allow them to hear come out of our mouth, as you said earlier, and I agree. It's so much. It's like a wiring. It's like a blueprint that has been in a lot of us, and we have to rewire ourselves. And we can. It just takes a small decision to say, I want more, and I believe that I'm worthy of it. And
Mm-hmm.
if I don't feel worthy of it, man, I'm just gonna keep making myself better until I can feel like I'm worthy of it.
I'm just going to
Position myself. Position myself. You know. So I don't want to take off too much time, but it's a beautiful topic. I'm happy that you invited me, because I hope and pray that
be here. It was really good.
I, I hope somebody really wants to thrive after hearing this. I really
I do
do.
too.
I really do.
And one other thing that you said that was so important, the people, the company we keep. I know sometimes with children, they're around people they can't control who's around them. But as adults, we can control who is around our children. We can also control who we are around. And so I said all that to say, sometimes we are trying to go and we're working to go to our next level. And there's somebody in the circle and they'll say something like this: oh, here you go again with your little business. And so
I love them people. Oh,
I have come to tell people I used to have a small frame, but I don't have a small frame anymore. So there's nothing little about me, and there's nothing little about what I do.
come on.
So let anybody minimize that. I remember years ago I'd gone to a conference and I woke up in the middle of the night, and God spoke to me and he said, never let anybody diminish the vision I've given you. I said, whoa.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that point forward, when somebody nah, you can't, you got to stop them and redirect them and correct it. And then you make a mental note, hey, I don't need to be around her, or I don't need to be around him. And sometimes there are people you have to interact with for whatever reason. They may be a coworker, it might be your boss, your supervisor, or whatever. So you might have to, but keep it very
Yeah.
brief.
Yeah. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. This this has been amazing. This has been amazing. Uh, like I said, I hope people, feel encouraged to know that there's other people out there that also wants to thrive and not hide it. When we talk about circles, I love how you and your sister Jen support each other.
Thank you.
Um, it's
We were
almost,
back.
yeah, it's
There's a
almost as if,
clear difference between us, but we
yeah,
were that way. My
yeah,
mother played that. Like my mama was old school. So that is to say, for somebody who don't understand what I'm saying, My mother didn't let anybody make a difference between me and my sister.
Oh,
So
ooh,
if somebody,
that sounds like me and
yeah,
my children.
just randomly, unless it was my birthday or something like that, or
Hmm.
maybe honor roll or something like that. But even still,
Yeah,
you couldn't just celebrate one of us. She didn't play that.
yeah.
Oh, I want her. We both went. We were 6 years apart. We both went. My mama didn't play that.
Oh yeah.
She did not allow anybody to make a difference between us or try to play that favorite thing. And
Oh yeah.
so,
I don't play that even with my son, and I know there's an age difference between my son and my daughter. If Now, unless it's all boys. Now, if it's all boys and it's just a boy cousins, of course Addison can go. But if it's girl cousins there or whatever, you no. If you can't accept Addie and Xavier,
that's what it
can't
was.
go.
We were
And if you can't accept Xavier and Addie can't go, because I teach them. I'm like, don't let nobody, don't let, and people think I was crazy, and real militant with my kids. But I'm like, no, because I teach them in a way that I'm not gonna be here all the time, and I need to know that no matter if you are on two separate ends of the world, you're gonna see about your brother gonna see about you. We're not gonna have that little small mentality. I'm raising y'all to be thick as thieves, and we're not gonna let nobody else come and say anything different. It's
here.
almost as if Jen, it's like this is what I noticed with you guys, and love you, Jen. I see you said thanks, Karen, and you're welcome. It's almost as if you don't even have to ask her, sis, can you support? It's almost like you're like, or with you both, this is what I'm doing, and then sis shows up. Oh, this is what I'm doing now. The other sis shows up. Man, if we had more of that, you know, but I'm not even gonna go there because I'm gonna get in trouble. Let me get
Let
up
me
off of here
say this.
for this mouth get me in trouble.
And this is how close my sister and I are. And I don't know if she's going to remember this. It had to have been around 1997, maybe 98. We were in a club in Jacksonville, Florida. I can't remember the name of it now, it escapes me. We're walking through the club. It was crowded too. But this dude, he had gotten kind of disrespectful. And he literally bumped my shoulder. Before I could open my mouth to confront him, my sister was like, wait a minute. What you do?
That's right. That's right.
That's raised like
Yeah.
nobody disrespect her. Now, if you do it, I better not find out about it. You're not gonna do it in my
right.
We're not doing that.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you say, period. In the discussion.
Period.
Not doing. And I've
Yeah. Yeah.
seen family members, because I used to teach high school, and I'm like, y'all related? I'm like, I had no idea. It was a brother and sister in the class. They had the same last name. I made no assumptions. When they said they were, I nearly fell out my seat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was nothing that said I was like, I don't mean to pry. You all live in the same house? It was nothing there.
Nothing.
I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, let me
Yeah.
close the great book. I'll come back tomorrow because
Yeah.
I learned that I can't handle it right now.
Yeah. So, well, I have enjoyed